Alrighty, YouTube, it's your boy Zxous, and today we are going to be testing out the brand new mint with another banner that's currently out, which is the Eve banner, right? So it's kind of going to be like a rerun, not a rerun, like I guess a showcase of Eve, but also through mint. I know for a fact I don't have my Eve built with overload gear. She's only like 555, but you know, there's only one goat we can turn to when we want a broken Eve, and that is going to be our boy Rebuke. Now, I don't even know if he has mint. I hop on his account and I expect him to. He does. Overload gear would be crazy. Oh my God. At 10, 10, 10. Oh my God. Hey, Rebuke, you tell us the strat, bro. You tell us the strat. But we're gonna be testing out both of these two characters, right? Again, I have all these characters, but I don't have Eve built, and I don't want to build Eve. So not right now, at least, but let's go ahead and put together a team and try her out. And we're gonna also try to take her outside of just shooting range today, because in my last video I think we only were in shooting range for the most part. We're in bossing as well, but we're gonna take them against like comps and bosses, stuff like that. We're gonna just do one run of shooting range. So if you guys enjoyed the video, subscribe and like. I think we're actually 3 subscribers away from 31.5 thousand subscribers. So thank you guys all so much for the support. I'm gonna try to keep giving you guys as much YouTube videos as I possibly can, even after the anniversary, because I know a lot of you guys, you know, staying through the anniversary, and I hope you guys can stay even after the anniversary. But hey, if you enjoy, you enjoy. If you don't, you don't. It's your boy Zxous. Let's get into it. All right, so we're going in here with this team right here. We could go into the ones with mobs, or we can go into the one with bosses. The thing about Eve is that Eve actually works against either or. I think she's more of an AoE character. Let me just confirm what she does, because again, it's so hard to keep up with all these characters. I remember correctly, she was an AoE character, a crit-based character, right? Yeah, because she gives herself crit rate by 60% continuously. So now you mix that in with the, what, 19 or basically 20% you have here. And then also what Miranda is giving us. I don't know if Miranda, oh yeah, Miranda is giving us, no, Miranda's giving herself, oh, it's for only 1 round though. Okay, so Miranda doesn't actually give crit rate. She just gives crit damage, which is going to be good for us, but she doesn't give crit rate. I thought she gave crit rate as well. Well, she does, but for only 1 shot, that's not really that great for us. Let's go into the mobs fight, I want to say. With this team, and we're gonna take a look and see how good you know, Raven could perform with mint. Obviously, I don't think mint was meant for Eve. Did I just say Raven? Oh my God, I don't. Oh my God, what the heck? That skin is juicy. Oh my God, what the heck? That skin is juicy. Okay, here we go. Oh, a different brisk animation as well. That's the gotcha skin. Okay, I forgot. I definitely don't like that more than the other one, but what's okay? Ooh. Okay, I mean, I wish we could, I need to change her skin. I can't see the numbers she's doing. Oh my, 6 million. The skin is too crazy, y'all. Okay. This is Rebuke's account, y'all, so yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, is this good damage? For level 677, it's not that it's bad damage, right? But you have to consider, like, look at what happens when we don't have cooldown reduction on this team. Huh, I just took that in. I don't have cooldown reduction on this team. I just realized that. It's okay, it's okay. Look what happens when you use Rappy's burst skill and when she uses her burst. Like, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, I'm not gonna compare Eve to Rappy, but like, I feel like 700 million for level 677, it's not bad, obviously, but look at the difference of like going, she went from 700 million to 2.3 billion, right? And even Eve, when we didn't use her burst skill, went from 700 million to 1.3 billion. So don't get me wrong, Rebuke's Eve is definitely a strong character, 100%. We need cooldown reduction, big time. But Rebuke's Eve is definitely a very, very, very powerful character. But obviously, like, I wish I could see, but I'm sorry, that burst skill animation, like this is just crazy. That looks so bad. That looks so bad. Cause that looks like I guess that's a skin type suit, right? That's what it's called. But it literally just looks like the character is naked, bro. And don't get me wrong, like, I don't mind, but on YouTube, that just look crazy, bro. Cause her cooch is on and everything. That just look crazy. I got you last y'all, but obviously, again, I just don't think Eve is a character I'm going to use myself. I want to try her off of this team, like kind of just run Mint and her without Miranda. Because again, the crit damage is great and all, but is it extra to run the crit damage with Miranda? Not necessarily, but like you don't need to always, like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like some people feel like, oh, if a character is a crit character, this might sound stupid actually, right? But it's like if a character has any form of crit damage or anything like crit related in their kit, a lot of people feel like you have to run a crit like buffer with that character for them to be as good as possible, and it's just not the case, right? Like for example, D-Killer Wife is a Pierce buffer, but I'm not gonna run D-Killer Wife every time I decide to use Pierce characters. You get what I'm saying? I don't have to do that. And it's not even like I have to or anything like that. It's just there's better options as well. And I feel like no matter whether it's crit, whether it's sustain, the only thing that's like probably better is like Pierce, I guess, but like not D-Killer Wife. Her Pierce buffing is only for snipers and it's like what, 10%. But you get what I'm saying? I think we did get a new record for Rebuke though. Cause I'm pretty sure his record was 10 billion or 10 billion. This is looking to be even possibly 18 billion. It depends on who's using their burst skill here. Who's using their burst? Okay, it could go to 18 billion. We have 6 seconds. It's going to 18 billion. It did in fact go to 18 billion. What is the overall number? I think that's a new record. It should be. Yeah, it used to be 10 billion. So there you go, Rebuke. I'm sorry if I broke your record, but I mean, even still, 6.4 billion to 9.8 billion. Obviously there's a massive difference between Rappy and Eve, right? Even in power, right? Like I'm not gonna lie, Rappy is almost 100,000 more power than Eve here, right? But regardless, like Eve is still putting up pretty good numbers. I feel like your character has to be somewhat decent if they're able to put up numbers like that, regardless, right? And again, this is a team where I could go even higher, right? Like let me just go against the bossing team and I'm gonna run like we could keep her on the team, but we're gonna run a better character. Where are you? Where's our queen? Where there you are. Right, we're gonna run an even better character, and I'm gonna see what this can do for Eve, and then we'll go into actual content. We'll go into tower, we'll go into campaign, we'll go into some of the Solar Ray Museum bosses. We'll go in there with Miss Eve here, but don't get me wrong, I love it. I love Eve. I think Stellar Blade is a really, really fun game. It was actually one of my favorite games to play on the PlayStation. Honestly, Stellar Blade might be one of my favorite games, actually. Like, I had so much fun. Like, it's so hard because if I was to describe the type of games I like, I just don't feel like a lot of people would understand it, or they would just be confused, because it's like I would try to explain it, but I wouldn't be doing the best job at explaining it, right? Okay, now with Miss Nikke on the team, who's given the projectile buff, obviously Eve is not even surpassing Rappy when it comes to just general, like her using her burst skill and Rappy not using her burst skill. Look at the difference here, right? Rappy's used her burst skill 896 million to what? To what? What is she going up to? The fact that like this is the only thing that makes me a bit jealous, like having all these skins, right? And it's like I don't care for the skins like that, but like they do look good. They do look good, especially this Rappy one, right? I didn't get it for myself. I might, but you know, I might have to like I'll probably get it for myself. I don't have a good skin for Rappy besides the free-to-play one, but this skin is like my favorite skin, I think, for Rappy. The jacket is what's really selling me on it. That's just me personally. But okay, even still, against bosses, right? Just so I could refresh you guys on what Eve does, right? So at the start of the battle, Eve gives herself a 60% continuous crit rate buff. So she's always gonna have plus 60% crit rate, right? After landing 44 critical hits with a normal attack, affects random enemy units, she will deal 240% as final attack as damage. That happens 3 times. So that's quite big. She has to crit 44 times though. Right, so that part right there of her first skill is very, very strong, realistically, right? Not only that, if she's hitting an electric target character, damage taken is increased by 10% when she procs this second part of her first skill, right? So her first skill is really, really, very, like really strong. And then at the start of the battle, she will have her attack increased by 50% continuously, her ammo increased by 25% continuously, And then she will reload 3 bullets when she lands 10 normal attacks on an electric code enemy. So against electric code enemies, Eve is a really powerful character. She is. Like, don't get it twisted now. She's really strong. Then this right here, she deals 400 on her burst skill. She deals 456% of final attack of damage that hits 6 times. So because there's only one enemy, that is hitting 6 different times on this one enemy, right? Kind of like Cinderella's. Instead of 10, it's 6. Very, very powerful there. And then here, I think she's what, changes her weapon or something like that. Enhances exo spine, duration 10 seconds, triggers impact type exo spine MK2, damage multiplier of unstable energy sequential attack is scaled by 100%, and then the damage multiplier of the eagle eye type exo spine is scaled by 100%. So for the eagle type, I think that's what is it? Where is that? This right here. This is, and then this as well. So it's just doubled. So this gets doubled and this gets doubled when you use her burst skill. So when you're using her burst skill, yeah, this character is a very, oh, that looks so bad. She's a very, very powerful character. Just for anybody who's wondering what Eve does, she's a very powerful character. If you fully build her, I don't feel like Eve on base is powerful. I feel like if you 10-10-10 her, overload gear her, max limit break her, then you have a broken character. And you can't say that about every character in the game, because if you did the same thing for K, you're not getting that, you're not getting this, right? I just feel like because she's iron, and obviously there's a lot of other iron characters or characters who are stronger against electric code enemies, it just makes it a bit hard. But technically she's buffing up the entire team when she lands those 44 critical hits, right? And look how often she crits. Like, she's basically always critting, right? She's basically always critting. Look at that. She's always going to be critting. So that damage taken increased by 10% on this boss is here because of, sorry if I'm patting my head. It means my head is itchy from my twists. But it just basically means she's buffing up the entire team in a sense, because everybody's doing 10% more damage to the boss, right? Remember, when they do 10% more damage, it's a debuff that goes on the boss. So that should be applied to all the characters, not just Eve. That's how that works in a sense, right? I think we might get a new record on this team as well. I think so. But yeah, don't get it twisted. Eve is a really, really good character, right? And if you think Eve is strong, just wait till you see the Raven showcase, right? Which I don't know if I'm going to do the Raven showcase soon or when she comes out. But Raven is like even stronger than Eve against bosses. Even stronger than Eve on bosses, right? I just think Eve, it has like a lot more universality, if that's the word I want to use, compared to Raven. Because she's good against bosses and she's good against mobs, right? She's good against both of them. Eve, or Raven, is only good against bosses. So I think we will break the record. I think it was 40 or 24 million. I don't know. We have 18 seconds left, and who's using their burst skill anyways? It's Rappy, so we're definitely gonna break our record. Look what Rappy does when you use her burst skill. She just kind of like makes the numbers go up like dramatically. Like, look, she's going up by 1 billion in a second. Boom. Right? I think we might have gotten a new record. I'm not sure. I hope we did. It might have been 26 or 28 million. Nah, it was 28 million. It was 27 million, so we were close. But still, 7.4 billion damage from Eve. 13 billion from Red Hood is outrageous, right? But 7.4 billion from Eve is very, 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 very promising, right? So that's how Eve is over here. Let's go into actual content to show you guys how she works against actual like competition, I want to say, right? I don't know if we have any tower tribes here. I hope we do. Always available. What stage are you on? Oh my god. But you're not type advantage. Like, the thing about Eve is I want her to be type advantage. So if she's not type advantage, it's fine. Let's go to Solar Museum. She's type advantage against electric code enemies. Ultra. Have you challenged this? Okay. Okay, we're just gonna do this right here. And this is supposed to be Whip Mint. I know I've been talking more about Eve, but this is supposed to be Whip Mint. I'm actually not gonna bring Mint though, because it is technically an Eve showcase. So we're gonna just do what we had before. This, obviously Anise. I don't know if I want Helm on the team. Don't get me wrong. It's not that Helm is a bad character on the team, but we have the damage reduction or damage taken here, right? But we could kind of get both of them from these two, I think. I'll take her off and put on a healer. and just kind of run Monstrous Trio, right? For once. We'll run Monstrous Trio against Ultra, and we'll see how that looks. This is going to be interesting. I feel like it's going to be interesting, right? Obviously, this is not the Anomaly Interception Ultra. It's the Solar Ray Museum one, so we're just going to see damage here. But let's take a look and see. Okay, Miss Crown. I forgot I have the skin as well. I could have not let the skin go. Imagine if I didn't have that skin. Okay, Ray, Eve, I'm sorry. You look good. It's just, okay. It's just you look good. It's just your thing is too much. I'm sorry, right? Surprisingly, I've seen some comments when I made a comment I think a couple days ago saying I found Mirror Container like the hardest Anomaly Interception bosses out of all of them, and some people are saying Ultra's the hardest one, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't think Ultra's hard at all, if I'm being honest with y'all. I just think Ultra gets tanky at a certain point. No, my favorite pants are ripped. Oh no, because I'm touching my legs and I'm like, what? No. Oh no, my favorite pants are ripped. I'm gonna have to go to the tailor anyway, so I'll get them to sew it. I'm just get them to sew it because there's no way I'm throwing these pants away. You know how fire these pants are. What is her damage at? Okay, it's respectable, but then again, you look at, like, I say it's respectable, but then you look at an ace. Right? One is type advantage and one is not. I just want you guys to understand this little thing. One is type advantage and one is not. That's what I'm trying to get at when I say things like this, okay? We should actually be able to get back our burst skill here. Okay, so we should be fine here. We don't have to cover at all. We could take, I don't think we have to. Oh, so close. Okay. I mean, her damage is only 600. I say only. It's only 600 million away. Okay. Where's the next one? Okay, there we go. Yeah, I just don't feel like Ultra is hard at all. I'm sorry. Like, in terms of all the gimmicks and stuff like that, I don't think Ultra is hard at all. You don't actually have to. The only time you have to play is when you need to cover and then the interruption circle. Other than that, you don't have to do anything. You can literally just sit there. Right? He just gets tanky at a point. I say he, but I don't think these Raptors have a gender, do they? Of course they don't, right? But boom, we're gonna take this to the head. Boom. By the time that's gone, we're gonna get our burst generation back, and then we got the shield. And then again, this is kind of just how Ultra plays, right? And it depends on whatever team you're running, but like, you get what I'm saying? It just depends on the team you're running. Are these characters, their level are 400? They're 400. I'm not gonna lie, Eve is actually doing very, very good. I know this is supposed to be a mint and Eve showcase, and in this one it's not mint on here. But like this, I don't know, Eve is doing a lot better than I thought she was, like, back when she came out, because Eve came out last year, right? Did Eve come out last year, y'all, or 2024? She came out last year. Eve came out last year. Eve came out last year, and that was the last time I used it. The last time I used Eve was when I did a showcase for her, right? A lot of these characters, right, if I find them to be decent or whatever, the last time I use them is when I do their showcase, right? So I'm actually gonna go on my channel and I'm gonna see Eve. 11 months ago was the last time I used Eve, right? And even then I said Eve is a must-have iron DPS at the time, for sure. Now this is not even bad though. Like, Eve doesn't feel useless to me, and that's kind of what I like. I like the fact that Eve doesn't feel completely useless to me outside of certain things. I wish I could use her in, I'm gonna quit this battle right here. I wish I could have used, did I change your teams? Oh, I didn't. Okay, good. What was I saying? I wish I could have used her outside of like, you know, just bosses and stuff like that, like in that real mob situation type thing. But unfortunately, she's not type advantage, and I just don't think Eve, I'm not gonna showcase Eve. Are you done this? Oh my god, he's completed all of it. Okay, so we could just wrap up the video there then, right? I think Eve is cool. I don't know if I would say she's a must-have. I think if you're like able to get, there's 3 banners, right? Eve, Raven, and Mint. Like I said, I think if you're able to get any of these characters, probably want to get Mint, and you probably want to get Raven. If we're looking at just raw DPS, the characters that I have above Eve are Red Hood, Chisato, Raven, Bunny Milk, technically Rappy, maybe Snow. It's kind of like a 50-50 one. Not really, maybe. No, but I don't have, because I would kind of put it as the worst one. But then again, I do think Chisato, Milk, Red Hood, and Raven are better than her. You get what I'm saying? And then you have Rappy as well. There's just so many more options where it's like she doesn't feel necessary. But is it a waste if you get her? I don't think so. So let me know what you guys think about Miss Eve, right? I hope this little mint, it was supposed to be a mint showcase, but it turned to an Eve showcase. So we'll see what I title and make this video. But what do you guys think about Eve? Are you guys happy with her? I actually am a lot more impressed with her now. Well, not a lot more, but it's like, I guess just more refreshed, right? Because back then I thought she was pretty good. Seeing with all the new competition now, she's actually still pretty decent if you do invest into her, which is good. Kind of gives her some type of longevity. So let me know what you guys think, of course, about Miss what's her name, Miss Eve here. But yeah, it's your boy Zxous. I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. I'm out later. Peace. And let me know what you guys think, bro. My sweater, bro. I love this sweater, y'all. I love the sweater. I love the sweater. I love the sweater. This is not a fashion show. I'm not Wisdom King. Okay, I'm out. Peace. Love you guys.